sense with the thing on your screen being the reference point. Sunsfan here with Cinderin. Got to wait on some talking here as Baboka with the flame break gets put back into the fray, but Fate's Edict going to keep him alive. Boxy, he's going to be the one to likely drop here. Beyond will get the first blood and will eventually go down to the raise from Nisha. That's right, there's a Shadow Fiend in this game. We'll get to that in just a moment. As Saberlight on the Timber Saw, Rocket Barrage from Fly is enough to finish the job. The Concoction actually connects on the Nisha. A good old-fashioned team fight to start the game. You gotta love it. Fly will live through the day, or the night in this case, for another 15 seconds. 2-1 advantage for Yakult, boys. What a start. Very refreshing picks. Oh my goodness. I don't have anything to complain about, Cinderin.
You're gonna keep calling them the Cult boys?
Whatever, bros.
They Cult boys. Yeah, what a cool fight. I found it interesting that Ollie started out with Fate's Edict here instead of Fortune's End. That is the classic level 1 spell for Oracle to skill for fights, but going for the Edict to try to block some of the magic damage from the Shadow Raise combos, and it was moderately successful.
I was thinking there might be an Oracle in this guy. I thought Sanio would be playing it.
I love this hero, so
yeah,
it's cool to see it being run here. Obviously, and a good response to Lasso, and a hero that, for all intents and purposes, can still be quite strong in lane, especially against a hero like Timbersaw, who has the physical component of reactive armor. You just have overwhelming magic damage between Gyro and Oracle once you get the levels up and running. You are delaying that timing by skilling Fate's Edict, but we'll see. I mean, where do you even start with this game? There's so many different heroes that we don't usually see. You've got the Void Spirit that hasn't been popular. Alk 4, Baboka doing some Baboka stuff. On the side of Liquid, Insania gets to play as Disruptor again. Mid Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, where do you want to begin?
Yeah, I've kind of gone over all of them now. I guess the first thing is, how well is Emo going to do? Because he's a hero.
A tough matchup.
He's a player that's very, at least, I think he's reined it in a bit as of late, but he had his phases where he would be very feast or famine as a player. He had games where he completely crushed opponents, and then games where you were like, what's this guy even doing? If a player like that has a very bad matchup, sometimes the famine outcome is quite common. This should be a tough one against the Shadow Fiend over time. The first few waves, not so bad. Until SF gets level 3, that's when it gets harder.
Stormhammer onto Baboka, but the Surge is already there, so he finds the distance. Yeah, let's go one by one here. This is my favorite part of these new patches. Is just during the laning stage, we can talk about all the theory crafting shenanigans and see how wrong we actually are about everything. But the Shadow Fiend, Feast of Souls, which is a skill that nobody was picking up during that last patch. Well, they weren't picking Shadow Fiend to begin with, but literally going over stats over this, right? Now it gives move speed in addition to the attack speed.
Yeah.
At a cost of 5 souls. What do you think about this change?
It makes it a lot easier to chain together raise combos. I think it's quite decent, but honestly, I don't know if it's enough. Like, we'll see. Oh, Emo taking a beating here. He'll live, but yeah, not having too much fun there against Nisha. I think that was a triple raise combo.
His CS is quite good though.
Yeah,
staying even.
That's the thing, right? This is when it gets hard. Until Shadow Fiend is 3, it'll be okay. But now that the wave is here, good luck. You know, he's going to have it on his own hill. If you approach him at all, he's going to start raising you down. You'll see it right now. Emo will try to get in for some CS. This is going to... Yeah, that's costly.
Oof. And we get to enjoy this moment thanks to this pause. Brought to you by Baboka. Another change for Shadow Fiend is the facet that he took, which
Shadow Mire's a lot better.
What's that?
Shadow Mire is a lot better.
That's exactly... Okay, I was just going to say that, Cinder. Appreciate that. The slow starts stacking more at level 2 and beyond, especially in this melee versus Shadow Fiend matchup. Going to be pretty tough to get away.
It's twice as good on level 1, right? As it used to be? I think it used to be 3%, now it's 6.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Is that right? It's like just significantly easier. You combine that with the extra move speed to it. It adds up. All these little things. Curious to see the Feast of Souls. How and if Nisha is going to use that. And of course, like the panel talked about, what build are we going to see? Is it going to be a right-click build? Is it going to be the spell casting SF with Yule's Ags?
Yeah.
Because you have Sven carry, so in theory the physical component is covered, but at the same time, You can also just have a ton of overwhelming physical damage by running the Presence of the Dark Lord, right? As we're seeing Nisa running so far, of course. As he should. Batrider going to connect and help with the rune. Oh, denies it last moment there.
Might cost him, though. Ollie going to stay alive with that magic resist. Emo making his way over as well. He does take a bit of a punishment there as the Aether Remnant connects onto Nisha. But he's going to be A-okay in the end. I guess we can talk about the Batrider since we did briefly see him.
This facet is so interesting.
Yeah. So, stoked. It's reworked. I actually can't remember what the old one did anymore. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, it's basically not the same as now.
Okay, very good. So it's cost him max HP per second. He gets movement speed and spell amp, essentially, is the TLDR.
Yeah. I believe the damage on you is a constant. So the spell amp that you gain does not make you take more damage in turn. You just take 2% max health per second in damage, but you get really fast with this. As it tapers off toward the end, the Firefly will give you 40% increased move speed on level 4, which is effectively haste with just boots. You're going to see Batriders go very, very quick, but burn out themselves. You got to find that balance. I think it sounds really good on paper. And I wonder if there is a way of building Batrider where you buy regen as a core. You play offlane Bat again, go to old Bat 3, and then your item build has some sort of sources of health regeneration so that you can run stoked. And kind of
really stoked to be able to say that.
Yeah, I love that name. It's a good name.
Yeah, it sounds like you do.
Yeah.
Okay, another hero is this one, Baboka's Alchemist, playing support.
Didn't go for the eggs.
I was actually shocked when reading the notes. That facet that gave you GPM, it was nerfed. Can you believe that? Were people going for this?
It's probably because too many games were getting ruined by people thinking it was useful.
Yeah, well, removing it is one option. Baboka Concoction onto Nisha. He's in a lot of trouble. Insania is there for moral support. They're going to be able to take out Ollie first. Nisha on the other side of the kinetic field, though, as Emo takes the damage from Saberlight, who makes his way over as well. And because of that, it's a 2-for-0 in favor of Liquid.
Yeah, Nisha had a lot of stick charges there. He was tankier than he looked, and Alchemist, this is the thing about this hero as a support. You throw out your 2 spells, and you're kind of just there. Like, not really doing much.
Yeah.
Oh, they're stealing the stacks. Baboka trying to do something about it onto Boxy.
Yeah, he gets the stun. They stole a good amount. All of them.
They stole everything.
All right, then.
And on top of that, Baboka warded to try to protect it, so that even that ward was wasted.
Boy. Adding insult to injury.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a mystical Dormant Curio. Let's pay attention to that. Will this be a tier 5 Curio, Cinderin?
Dire's top tower.
No.
Okay, Insania. We'll be fine. Disruptor, a hero that got a little love with a new facet.
Nope.
This one is not that, though.
Shannon, I need your help with something here. This is going to bother me all game.
Okay.
When players do the attack here ping, which is the one to the left, when in the wheel.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can hear it if one of the observers does it. I can make the ping myself.
Well, hold on. You hold your horses there.
There is a sound effect for these new pings.
Yeah.
Okay, do the attack one.
Ooh, yeah.
Wait, was that not the right one? There's one that reminds me of a TV show, where it's like I think it's from 24.
That one right there sounds like 24.
Where it's like number of hours remaining
that one.
or something. No, it's not that one.
Okay. I'm surprised you know any TV reference.
I can't hear my own pings, so.
Well, they're going to go through them all. Okay, we'll get there. Really important.
It's this. We're not getting there. I give up. I give
Thanks,
up.
Cinderin, for wasting a full minute of our lives.
You enjoyed it. Back. It was not a waste. You smiled for once. You're like, wow, he's talking about a TV show. I love that so much more than the video game I'm casting for a living.
I'm glad you have.
If you could direct a TV show, you would much rather do that than be here, of course.
I'm glad you can reference a show that's 25 years old.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's where the sound is from.
Baboka,
he's dead.
Oh, man. That is a lot of damage. V-Tune. And he's going to be able to get off his ult as they're going to apply more pressure to this Darkseer. Nisha with the Requiem. Emo going in really deep with the Astral Step, and Ollie coming in to assist. They're going to be able to take 2 cores off of Liquid as a result of this. And Boxy with the Rocket Barrage will barely live.
He's stoked right now.
He's super stoked to be able to get out alive.
Look at him go. Look at him go.
Astral Step for another 8 seconds or so.
He's fast as fuck.
We'll be able to
He's
assimilate to the other side.
He's going to heal up.
Gets glimpsed.
This does work quite well with Tranquil
Radiant's
Boots.
middle tower is under attack.
Yes, well, if you don't get hit, yeah.
Yeah, offsetting that damage. You see how fast he went in the end?
I mean, you can't kill yourself with it, right?
That's right.
So
He stopped taking damage.
there's that. The top net worth right now is Fly on the gyrocopter.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Has the Falcon's Blade going for Crystallis into, I assume, what will be Ags. This feels like the go-to for the last couple years.
Top tower is under
Well, that's not
attack.
true. Probably a year. Yeah, let's talk about Void Spirit, though. This is a hero that has not been seen too much recently.
Radiant's
Let's
middle
snag the
tower
rune.
is under attack.
There it is. There's that copy. It's from 20. It sounds like 24. It is that ping. It just is.
Dyer's
Okay.
top tower has fallen.
Let me see what changed with Void Spirit while we let you reminisce of times of old when you used to watch TV.
Yeah, that's right. Kaboka getting the
There's a lot of
stun. Emo will connect
concoction.
with this. Decent damage.
It's the Aether Remnant off as well. Good amount of damage. He wants to try to force out a TP. He will eventually. Insania comes to assist.
Thank you from the bottom of my soul.
All right, there's too many changes on Void Spirit. Lots of small stuff.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Don't want
is
to
under
talk about
attack.
it. Most of it's talent related, actually.
How many pings do you have in your ping wheel? I don't have
Jesus
6.
Christ, man. I don't even know how to ping.
I don't have all of them.
I don't know how to ping.
All right, this is unfair. I want all my pings. Do you need to toggle this on? Unreal, Valve. Just give me the whole thing by default. All right, mid push.
Okay.
Emo going to work with the siege creep. Boxy's stoked to be here.
Yep. Already at half HP.
And
Concoction is
died.
going to connect, and he will drop.
Oh, that didn't work.
As the Yakult Bros, also known as Boys, will get the kill.
Dyer's
And they have
middle tower is
3
under
Dormant Curios. They're going to have a massive power spike
true.
together at level 2. If they want to use it then, of course. Now that is, okay. That is an interesting thought process.
Okay.
If you have some sort of power spike that you know is going to be coming at X time, you can plan ahead and think, okay, if we have a lineup that can survive until then, like we're not going to, it's not going to make that big of a difference to not have the full neutral.
Yeah.
If we get them all at the same time with these items that we should be getting around this hypothetical time, that even adds to that power spike sooner, another
That's
level to it.
Now, the tricky part is getting to that power spike while having no neutral items to get there with, but
I mean,
they also don't matter that
it's
much.
half of a neutral.
You still have the
half of a
enchant.
neutral.
Right.
Is
you
it
still
really
have
that
the
big of a
enchant.
deal?
Exactly.
All right,
They
we're going to have a
find Ollie.
full
He's
old-fashioned team fight again. Ollie dies in the pit. Nisha looking for the Requiem. Cancels it, though. Call down from Fly. He's going to get glimpses. Nisha, oh, the Requiem dodge by Emo. Very nicely done. Homing missile into the Aether Remnant as well. Saberlight trying to assist. They slow down Emo a bit, but Nisha just on the outskirts going to be helped out by the lasso, but not enough. Still falls to Fly. Boxy dies as well. So 2 for 1. Yakult Bros / Boys on top again.
Actually, lesser known fact, the YB tag actually stands for "Yeah, boy." That's their battle cry whenever they win a fight like that one.
Okay.
And that was, I mean, that's the way this lineup can accelerate, right? You're playing off of this Darkseer, being level 9 with a Vanguard to frontline and to surge people through. You have good carriers of Ion Shell through the Alchemist, especially the Void Spirit. And Gyrocopter, just as a carry, loves to fight right now. I think Liquid's lineup, perhaps a little bit too eager to take the fight back right now. Like, it's just tough. There's so much damage coming out from your Yakult, and you don't have anything to sustain with. Timbersaw is vulnerable because of the damage composition of the enemy team. Shadow Fiend, as usual, is a very vulnerable target when people get on top of him. Haven't seen much out of the Batrider, and I don't know how much I love not having a single point in Sticky on Boxy level 7 either. It's very
Scanning.
it's very one-dimensional in this game. He can Firefly in, get a last one, get out, and that's kind of it. As soon as Firefly is on cooldown, you don't really offer very much in the fight, whereas just poking and prodding with Napalm over time generally tends to make for some problematic fights. Just reducing the turn rate, too, is quite nice to help out the SF.
Baboka gonna tank the gank. That's the haste rune. Okay. He's just gonna stun himself.
Well, who was ganking who, really? Liquid backed off.
Emo's pretty close to Ags. I think just the point booster away right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a pretty damn good timing. As they smoke again. Foxy showing mid. Probably want a higher priority target here. And Nisha is exactly that. Astral Step with the stun to follow. This is going to be a super easy kill. They give it to Beyond on the Darkseer. Meanwhile, though, Fly was taking considerable damage, but Liquid, knowing that the reinforcements are on the way, will fully retreat.
Continue with the TP.
He is fine. So. All right.
I don't see Liquid winning a fight for the foreseeable future into this Crimson Guard. I think it's really, really difficult.
We're at the 15-minute mark, Cinderin. Sorry to interrupt, but really important information. The Obscurio Dormant Curios, will they upgrade them? They are up 2K right now. They're in good position. You could hold off till tier 3.
The Obscurio Dormant Curio.
Boxy.
Sounds like an interesting food product.
The lasso is there. A nice glimpse on the newly TP'd target, and Boxy is going to survive as a result of this.
He's going to be stoked about that.
All right, that's already old.
No. I can go way further with that one.
You know what?
It's a nice word, okay?
Going back to the Obscurio talk here, I actually think you guys are wrong. I had the initial same thought that people would only do it for one tier. I actually think it's fine to do multiple tiers.
Yeah?
I genuinely think so.
Well,
you're losing half. Like, you still get the stats. Like, I think that is more important than whatever the active or passive the item is in a lot of cases.
Yeah, let's see. What tier 2 neutrals, what would you be passing up on? You would be passing up on Searing Signet, which is pretty good, or Essence Ring. The other ones, I don't know so much. Like, the Poor Man's Shield is back, but you get it that late. How much does that matter at that point? Brigand's Blade is decent. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think you can wait until tier 3, but I think a lot of players will take the tier 3 one at that point.
Yeah.
Because that's also a pretty pivotal moment in the game. When
if you want to be a legend, you wait till tier 5. The first pro player to do that is a legend forever.
If you want to be a legend, I think you need to deboost your account severely if you're one of these players. Probably go on a like 200 game loss streak. That would do it.
Okay.
That's actually not enough. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? 300 game loss streak, maybe.
All right, Fly succumbed to the pressure of society. He uses the Curio, Obscurio.
Yep, Searing Signet on Gyro. It's a very strong Searing Signet.
So now we're waiting for Beyond and Ollie to make their choices as well as the Crimson Guard, trying to keep the Darkseer alive, but V-Tune and Saberlight have too much damage.
Yeah, they're definitely able to kill. It's not like the Yakult Brothers lineup is not killable for Liquid, but if they are together, there's just so much to get through between the Crimson Guard. Like, imagine that go on the Darkseer and there's an Oracle nearby. You're just not getting through.
Been seeing earlier Roshan.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to worry about the Tormentor. So it's almost reminding you of a little bit old Dota here, that the teams are more interested in the pit around this time. Refreshing. You know me, I'm a bit of a boomer. I love
Beyond,
old Dota.
He upgrades his Poor Man's Shield, so uses his Obscurio.
Oh, he did Poor Man's, huh?
So he blocks 39 damage. It doesn't show what the original numbers are, so I don't know how much. I mean, it's roughly 30%.
It was exactly 30.
Okay. Are they all exactly 30? I thought some were slightly...
No, I'm saying the original block damage was 30. 30 flat, and then 20 from ranged.
All right, it's all up to Ollie.
Yeah.
Can he hold on? The hopes and dreams on Ollie right now.
It's actually kind of crazy on Darkseer, I will say. This Poor Man's Shield. 39 damage block from ranged, from melee attacks and 26 from ranged against Shadow Fiend and Sven.
Yeah, and you have Crimson on top of it.
Yeah, exactly. It stacks, so that is solid. I really like that.
All right, Ollie has his choice. Hit that Dormant Obscurio right now. Hit it. Click it. Nothing else is going to help you here. He said, yes!
He kept it.
That is my boy, Ollie. The first ever in pro play Obscurio tier 3 to come. Maybe even tier 4. We'll see how much he has in the testicular department here soon, Cinderin.
Okay. I hope we don't see that. Fly will take the tower. No contest here from Liquid. Interested in delaying the game a bit, getting more items. The Sven BKB is arriving now. That would help, but the tower is already gone, so not available for this fight.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Interesting. Gleipnir for Alchemist relatively soon. Nice catch.
Big AoE on the concoction. Big AoE on the acid spray.
Yeah, I like it.
Pretty cool.
Have you seen that before on him?
Don't think so. He's going Ags next.
Oh my god, this is the dream game for me.
Wait, is he... Oh, he's just not going to upgrade his Atos, is he? We'll see. I mean, he can buy the point booster first because that goes into both items, and then he can assess.
Yeah. So Fly already has his, but of course it does refund the Ag, so you could still give it to Gyro.
Tower is under attack.
And he'll get all that money back.
True.
Wait, do you get 4,200 or you get the 6K or whatever?
4,200. You don't conjure gold out of thin air.
Okay, just checking.
Although that would kind of be an alchemist thing to do.
Are scanning.
Any other
At least
Ags?
I believe so.
Well, Emo also
Now
has
you're making me
Ag.
question myself. I think it's 4,200.
So I think it's going to go to one of those two
Nisha?
where they have Ags. There's a big jump from Emo. Pops the 2 big EPs from the Liquid side. Fly already dead. That is Aegis, though, as Nisha trying to time it perfectly with a Requiem, and he does, but the False Promise gonna be used. Oh, he actually does TP out in time, just barely. Fly looks like he'll survive.
That's honestly really good execution from Liquid here to only lose one hero on that. I don't know if I like the fight selection to begin with, but getting that opening on the Gyro who has the Aegis when you know he has all of his team on backup here is quite the dangerous proposition, but he managed to only lose Boxy in the process and 2 BKB charges. You're going to see the replay here, but again, just another fight where Boxy just can't really get any... He just can't get in there. This Batrider has been very underwhelming so far for me. Never got the lasso off in this engagement, just got boxed out by spells and killed.
Can't believe he lived here. Wow.
This is really good kinetic field.
Boca with the shard. So Berserk Potion, which on Gyro, I guess, would be pretty nice.
Yeah, basic Dispel. Nice against Disruptors. Thunderstrike, what else can you remove? Sticky Napalm.
So with this Ags he's building,
Shadowmire.
Cinderin.
Sorry?
With this Ags he's building, is it? You think it's just going to go to one of the cores that already has one, as opposed to
The Darkseer one's
it'd be
not very
Darkseer
good.
or Oracle, I guess.
I think I would give it to Gyro and try to end the game with the next Aegis. Just make him super big. You know he has Oracle on backup. You empower him by 4,200 gold, which would probably, what would he buy with this? At the point that Alk can give it to him, that could be turned into a Butterfly maybe. Fly would be incredibly strong.
And for those waiting for the Obscurio Tier 3,
You're going to make the
25
audience
minutes.
actually think it's called that because you call it wrong consistently. You haven't called it the right thing once. You know?
what's the problem?
Nothing. It's all
Couple
good.
minutes away here
Don't worry about it.
from Ollie's next big decision, which will potentially be the first ever Tier 4
Your investment into neutral
or
iron.
Tier 3.
Neutral items is baffling. Care more about it than the game itself.
They made it more interesting. What can I say?
Yep. Tower push.
Yep, tower is going to go down. Baboka in the sideline.
This is very telegraphed.
Yeah, both sides smoke. Concoction's going to find Nisha. Emo jumps in. Gets him to half HP. Nisha has to pop the BKB. Going for the Requiem now as he's dying to an illusion of all things. And Ollie has to false promise himself. Nisha's already lost in this fight. V-Tune cleaving up. But Fly getting the better of this exchange right now. They are kiting him to a high degree despite having that BKB. V-Tune is dead. That's the third death in this engagement for Liquid. They cannot handle the Tier 2 Obscurio from Ollie.
I don't think you can push the tower like this if Yakult brothers are ready for it.
Oh, Saberlight might be the fourth.
There's Blink.
Homing missile.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, they missed the remnant.
Yep, concoction's coming for him, though. And Emo will claim another.
So here's the
6K
problem
lead.
with playing Shadow Fiend without a save is if you're the one hitting the tower, the enemy team just needs to throw literally anything on you, and you're out of the fight. They throw a concoction on him, then Emo could jump in. They burn all the stuff onto the SF with the wall, and he ends up dying to a flat cannon shot. You're going to see, oh, this is the replay of the end. Okay, so yeah, it's easy with the silence of Emo, but yeah, the bigger story really is Shadow Fiend just... Yep, that's a Shadow Fiend player.
Yep.
He's shaking his head. Why did I think my hero was going to be good this game?
This patch.
Yeah, there's lessons to be learned, of course. I think if anybody's shaking their head more than him, it's Boxy on the Batrider, who I feel like has yet to have a good lasso.
Yeah, that's
1,
true.
5, and 2. Every fight, he just flies in and dies instantly.
I will say, at the very least, because of this patch, we do see 4 levels of Feast of Souls on Shadow Fiend.
That's true.
He did not go stats.
That's probably why he's dying. He's not tanky enough now. That's the price you pay.
Yeah, those stats would have made a huge difference.
But I think Liquid would be wise to buy some Ghost Scepters, I think. You're against Alk, Acid Spray into the Void Spirit, massive damage together with Flat Cannon shots. If Batrider had a Ghost, I think you could go in with pretty much... with decent confidence. I know there's an Oracle that can dispel one of them with Fortune's End, but...
I'm glad you brought up Oracle, because the Tier 3 items are available now, Cinder, and we're going to see if he goes for...
Absolutely riveting stuff here.
Well, he's going to buff his next item. The question is, will it be the Tier 3, or will he Obscurio to the Tier 4?
I think if he
Look at the possibilities.
If he gets the option to take... I mean, which Tier 3 would he even want to upgrade?
I don't know.
I think what's really cool about this is that we're seeing how unimportant the neutral items are turning if you can just keep your Curio and the game ends and you never used it. Because none of the actives are interesting enough and you're just using it for enchantments.
I mean, that's...
Like which one would be good? Gale Guard, I guess?
Gale Guard's good. It's solid. I mean, that top row other than that is useless. Psychic Headband's okay.
But more pushback distance? Is that...
Pollen
like,
Bag against Timber Saw, I guess?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, you've been holding your Obscurio this whole game. It feels like it's not worth it for that,
Radiant's
Cinder.
top tower
I think you should
is
hold
under
it the whole
attack.
game and then you should take Outworld Staff, your favorite new neutral item that you think is trash.
Dire's bottom
I
tower is
really
under
hope he
attack.
takes
We've seen
that.
it taken every game so far.
I really hope he takes it. That'll be so funny. He saves up the entire time to get an extra 0.2 seconds of self-banish.
That's hype.
Radiant's
love
top
that.
tower
Oh, Fly
is
Flying
under
coming. Is that
attack.
a Disruptor Hand of Midas? Excuse me?
No,
Radiant's
please.
middle tower
Excuse
has
me?
fallen.
Please, my
That is-
pubs!
Wow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh
That
my
is-
god, talk about playing for late timing.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yep.
I am not a fan.
Wow.
Okay, it's one thing to buy Midas on the 5, but it's Insania. That's so
Radiant's top tower
so out
is
of
under
character.
attack.
Yeah.
It's evil Insania's arc now.
Oh, Emo and company. They have an idea. That's a Nightfall.
Good idea.
He's out of there. Boxy's still in the trees on the low ground. They're not going to have vision for this.
No. He'll
Okay, Oracle now can make a new neutral or Obscurio Tier 4. He did get Gale Guard as a choice, and he is thinking about it. He wants to be the first person in the world to get a Tier 4 Obscurio from a pro perspective.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, he's asking his team, do you mind if I become the first in the... I want to be in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
Very underwhelming choices, it seems. Oh, he's really thinking about it. This is a really important choice. Ollie, are you a coward? You know, Obscurio is a board game. I don't know if you played it. It's really good.
I did not know that.
It's good.
I think it's called Curio.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah,
is
this
under
thing
attack.
is.
No, the board game.
Oh,
I've heard it said so many times in a row. People are like, "Have you ever played Curio?" And I'm like, "I think it's called Curio, but no. It was called Curio the whole time."
he's getting permission right now.
Radiant's
He's
bottom
writing an
tower-
email
How
to
long
his
can
manager.
you think for? Dude, we've been looking at you for 2 whole minutes.
Yeah, but he's not
Just
expecting that.
decide, man. Do you want it or not?
He's waited long enough. Yeah, it's only 7 minutes away.
His middle
Like,
tower is under
just
attack.
hold on longer.
This is the battle of greed.
This is-
1-5 goes Midas Disruptor, and the other one's like,
Invest in your stocks. Your stocks are tier 4 Obscurios. The game might end by then, but then you'll be the first person to win with an Obscurio in your inventory, Cinderin.
oh, hang on. He can't pick Keen-Eyed.
Huh?
He can't pick Keen-Eyed. That's why he's not upgrading it.
Okay.
His
Radiant's
new
bottom
options are all
tower
worse,
is under
so he's
attack.
holding his Curio the entire way.
Oh, perfect.
He just does not want to...
I mean, eventually he's going to have to select it again to be able to get the upgrade, right? I believe.
Is it really... The 125 cast range, it's good. It is very good. But is it better than the 100 GPM?
I don't think it's better than Dormant's Obscurio.
Or Quickened? What do you mean?
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Just
attack.
talking out of my ass.
You take Dormant again.
All right. Well, looks like he's not going to take it. Aether Remnant set up onto the... Ooh, okay. A
Okay.
pause comes.
That's oh, okay. The ultimate emo would be to jump someone, pause, and then question mark.
Yeah. I was
But-
waiting for the question mark.
Yeah.
this
Where
whole
is it,
game.
emo? Why are they not question marking emo? Come on, Liquid. You're usually funny.
True.
What happened to you guys? You used to be funny and fresh. Now you're playing 5 Disruptor with Midas. Like, damn.
Yeah, we'll see if that pays off. You see the Aghanim Scepter going to work for Emo. Did they gift an Ags? We'll check that in just a moment. Oh, yeah, he has it consumed. So I guess it went to Emo after all. As he's going to get jumped. Pops the BKB, gets lasso. They don't have that much damage. There's a big back wall onto 3 heroes. The Nightfall away for Saberlight. V-Tune. Homing missile is coming for you. He will Nightfall as well.
Any more Nightfalls?
Are falling.
And we get a triple Nightfall.
Boxy.
Boxy will blink.
The Boxy.
He's out of there.
You stoked, burn to death, and then blink out.
All right, so no casualties. 3.5 minutes on this Aegis. Yeah, we're going to have to keep our eye on that tier 4 timing.
Boxy. Oh, excuse me.
Can't wait.
Baboka with the Atos, but will not pursue any further.
I would say the tier 4 neutrals are the best bet, Cinder, for the Obscurity. Like, you get the best value, because for a long period of time you have that.
He'll only get 3 choices, though. So, you also have to get a little lucky. I guess
He
he
wants
will.
the monocle.
Yeah, he will take the monocle, I think, if he gets the choice.
All right, we have Roche's banner. Fly and company attempting to go high ground at 30 minutes.
Are fortified.
Fortification
Radiant's
is
top
used.
tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is falling.
And this is going to be a tower, if not more. And Sania has to run away because he wants to make sure he doesn't die with his Midas. Off cooldown. Are they just giving this lane up? I mean, the tier 2 still exists in mid.
This fight is borderline impossible. I think it's actually a good shout to not fight, but the problem is you've still got 2.5 minutes on the gyro. The reason this is so hard is that you had the banner for this. You obviously won't have that for the second
Mass
lane.
TPs on this outpost. Saberlight is who they want. BKBs
The
into
Nightfall.
the Nightfall, the classic.
Is that 5 Nightfalls so far for Liquid?
It's a lot, yeah.
Dire
Are they
are
trying to
scanning.
recruit him?
Yeah, Mickey.
Yeah. Well, V-Tune the stand-in right now, not Nightfalling enough, so... Oh, he did Nightfall too. He's just trying to fit in.
Yeah, true.
It's been a
Yeah, I mean, that
Strange
Observer
game on.
is right on top of it. This gives us extra opportunity
middle tower
for
is
Liquid.
under
They're trying to
attack.
elongate this, you know, so that we get to the tier 4s. They're elongating by giving up their barracks. That made a lot of sense, Cinderin.
Yep. Because that will result in a better fight now
Dire's middle
that
tower
will delay
has
the game.
fallen.
Yeah, they're going to have to defend this.
Yeah, the
All tier 2's
upside
down
this
now.
time there's no banner.
Is under attack.
Their lineup is not very good at killing the banner, but you can only wait so long. I mean, he's almost taking the tower. You got to do something now.
Yep.
Insania with the attack ping, I think that's a great suggestion. We should probably do something.
Well, he gets the tower uncontested inside the kinetic field now. In the backline box, he tries to jump somebody. He's going to get silenced right off the bat. 2 Astro Steps on him, and he's dead.
Right off the bat.
Has
to
the
say.
buyback. That's true. He's stoked to be in the fountain right now. V2 with the BKB attempting to run. Should have Nightfalled, although he will find the distance regardless. Insania dead thanks to the Hannah Midas as V2. Homing missile is going to clip him right outside the base. Emo wants him, won't find him. Nisha forced to BKB as well. And the Yakult bros are super healthy right now in the base of Liquid. Liquid need to hold on a little bit longer so we can get this tier 4 Obscurio out as the lasso instantly canceled thanks to the false promise. Saberlight has to go back to base. V2, no BKB available. Emo will pop his instead. They don't have the damage, I don't think. Oh, the Aether Remnant outside of the pit, and he actually finds the kill. And that's 2 dead for Liquid right now. Aegis still online for 30 seconds. Saberlight, he's going to go in pretty deep, but instantly retreats. As Fly trying to finish the job. He won't do so, but he's creating a lot of space for these buildings to be taken. Gonna get glimpsed into the arms of Nisha.
He still has Aegis. He's still satanic.
Yep, 5 seconds on the Aegis. See if they can go for the Megas. Actually, they didn't even get mid. They just got the tower. Could have been going for the racks at this whole time, but that's okay. They'll get the melee in the top lane. And the full lane is theirs. Do they stick around? Probably.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
30 seconds. Well, I see. The tier 4 is what we're waiting for, so.
Oh, true. Yeah,
that's
go
what
back.
they can wait for. Ollie needs to make the call. They're going to jump in. Saberlight retreats. And Nisha getting destroyed inside this kinetic field of Insanias.
They can't fight.
The Hannah Midas not able to be used in a defensive measure there for Liquid. And this is going to be mega creeps as they call GG. And Ollie becomes the first pro in history to end the game with a win with an Obscurio in their neutral items. Congratulations to him.
Yep. Well, what can you say? He didn't really need anything else. So.
Both brothers. Again, nice. Few interesting picks. We're seeing, and it might not seem like it if you just watched yesterday. Sand King doesn't look that weird, but these are completely new fast. They literally deleted the old ones.
Yep.
This one, units that he attacks in Sandstorm, he blinds. Very interesting.
Yeah, he was compensated a little bit. He's getting better radius now on Sandstorm by default since you can't take Sand Shroud anymore.
Yeah, and Sandstorm, you're invis again.
You're invis like you used to be. So kind of a big part of the appeal of Sand Shroud is still there. It's just smaller than the last one. I think you can make a case that in some situations this new Sand King is better, actually. The one in the last patch, but wasn't the only change. It will affect his ability to farm jungle camp simultaneously. I think that's the biggest loss for him in that aspect, is that farming 2 camps together, whether it's the ancient plus hard camp or it's the 2 camps on the right-hand side in this case for a dire Sand King, it's hard to accomplish that on your own.
Well, if you're applying blind to creeps, more survivable, right?
You're more survivable, but the Sandstorm doesn't reach between those 2 camps. I think it's necessary for it to be... I don't know if level 4 now can barely do it, maybe, but I mean, look at the Sandstorm bottom. It's like, it feels so pitiful in size now, but this is how it used to be. This is this smaller little area. Insania gonna try to smack away at him together with the Luna as a pre-placed sentry. We get the pleasure of watching TA. It's like, just like yesterday. It's riveting stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about TA a bit, since I know that you despise her.
She got nerfed, so that's good.
Yeah,
I think the heroes...
How heavy would you say the nerfs are, though?
Well, I think it's somewhat significant that you are less oppressive in lane with the meld. You went from having -5 armor to 3.5 on level 1. The bonus damage got rescaled to be worse. So it definitely is a weaker version of before, but the problem is I think TA was so busted that even after these nerfs, she might still be first pickable. And we've seen so far in this tournament, or today rather, she's been banned every game except this one, and she got first picked, right? So seems like the teams agree with that assessment that this hero is still very powerful.
They agree on day 1 of this patch.
Right, of course. That's the thing. Things can obviously change over time, but it really goes to show something. If the hero that was first picked last patch gets 3 separate nerfs, is still first picked, how busted was it beforehand?
Yep.
That's, in comparison, certain other heroes got multiple nerfs, such as Nature's Prophet, who has been completely untouched today, I do believe. It's just...
Yep, we haven't seen those money bags yet.
I don't think we'll see them much. Boxy. Shadow Shaman didn't get touched very much, and I think that's fine. I don't think the hero was that crazy. He seems very solid. You saw the win rate of the tournament. It's basically 50-50. He was 30 to 29 heading into this game. So Boxy decides whether Shaman stays above par or straight on. And we get to see Emo and Void Spirit again. What a treat, game one. This guy's a beast on this hero. Gets another chance. This time he'll be playing against Nisha on the Pango, so another lane matchup that is not exactly the easiest for Void Spirit. He had the pleasure of playing against Shadow Fiend last time. This one, in similar vein, not too easy.
Boca in quite a bit of trouble. He gets slapped down by Insania. That stapler really hurts.
I mean, what a dream lane for ET. Sand King Magnus. 2 melee heroes that don't deal that much damage early on can just go to town. And he has the Luna by his side, one of the best lane carries in terms of assisting with harassment. Simply a little bit of a Lucent Beam here and there.
It's one of his classic heroes as well.
Yep.
Can't wait to see his Oracle. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Oracle knowing the actual runes themselves.
True.
Before I just knew the location, now it knows which ones are going to be spawning, so if it's an illusion, you're like, let them fight over it. They don't need to spend any resources. Kind of interesting, because if that was originally put in like that, I feel like most people would think that it's completely broken, right?
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
We're seeing that without it, it was not, it wasn't good enough for the hero to be picked, so maybe it's not that OP after all.
And the question is if that is the right way to buff it. But nice skewer into Burrow, but only barely gets him into tower. He's hitting like a truck right now on Insania with all this bonus damage from both heroes. He hit both heroes and the hard camp with level 2 Astral. His lane is really hard for Satan. My goodness. In similar fashion, though, top's going to be hard for Brew. It's only going to get worse. TA has hit level 3, but you can see the nerfs coming in here. Fly opting not to skill meld at all. I feel like he would have done that last patch. It's going 2-0-1.
They're going to try to fight it out here. Shackle applied right now to Fly. Getting relatively low as the Cold Feet does proc onto the Rasta. Eventually causes the death as Saberlight can't finish the job on Fly, so we'll have to scurry on away.
Yeah, unfortunately Fly had Refraction ready, so he was invincible for 5 seconds. The good news is it's ready every 14 seconds. So.
Yeah, old Refraction, you'd say, oh, Shackle's really good against that.
Yep.
You know, instances of damage and whatnot. Another Shackle. Well, he still has the Refraction on.
It looks like a full channeled Shackle roughly takes off 3.
Oh, 3, okay.
Yeah.
Better than I thought, actually.
I think he got a little bit of help from one creep, so maybe it's 2 and a bit. It's not bad. But it is also Shaman's main skill, right?
Yeah.
But it's also only level 1. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's not that crazy. It is that crazy.
We'll see. We'll see if TA is good enough to be permabanned again in this patch. I would expect that to not be the case, but we'll see.
I'm sure some people in the audience are tired of hearing me whinging about TA, and I'm just imagining with a team picks Lion, and you just go off, and then I'm like, nobody's going to pick.
Okay, let me just quickly, before we get into action, talk about Lion. Okay. Insania
oh, you have to wait with that. It's time for tier 1
neutrals. Throws the blood
neutrals.
grenade to Emo. Punching him a bit. Boxy on the other side as well. Emo chooses the right direction, but it matters not. Just too much pressure from Insania and company. As Boca runs into Insania, but they will both look at each other in disgust and part as enemies.
So what about Lion?
Okay, this is the reason. I've already talked about mana drain, why I don't like it. It's an unfun mechanic.
Okay.
Think of it this way.
Do you like Anti-Mage?
Earth Spike.
Okay.
There's Impale in the game.
Yeah.
It's the exact same skill, basically. Hex on Rasta, exact same skill. Finger of Death is Laguna Blade. He has 3 abilities that are literally on other heroes, man.
Yep.
Get a design. Sand King dead. V-Tune gets credit for that one. Most uninteresting hero in the game.
How about we swap things around so Mana Drain becomes his ult, but then it's instantly Finger of Mana Drain, and then it burns 500 mana immediately.
It's fine.
and deals damage.
Whatever you want, Cinderin.
And then his third skill will be Finger of Death, and his first skill will be Finger of Earth.
No, you should make him all the elements.
Yep.
Earth, fire, air. Turn him into a spirit. He goes to hell and he's the demonic spirit. The fifth element we've all been waiting for.
You do have a point, though. Lion is probably the hero that shares the most archetype spells with other heroes, right?
Top tower is
Yep.
under
I don't think anyone else has like 3 abilities
No,
that are
definitely.
parity on others. And they got rid of a lot of the other ones, right? They separated originally the Wraith King and Sven stuns were the same single target stun.
Yeah.
And they made Sven's AoE and Wraith Kings have a slow.
Oh, this is a fight for the
Good
Wisdom
skewer.
Shrine. A good skewer and Sania on the cliff. Baboka will get the Wisdom Shrine as a result.
They can't pull him down.
And Sania can't quite walk to the low ground, but he will be taken out nonetheless. I mean, if you think about it, not to get back into discussion again, Burrow Strike is basically Impale. You just move with it, right?
Yep.
As they do find Fly all alone right now. Has Refraction, though. That is likely his getaway card. Pops it. Getting shackled, though. Still no TPs to support this. Fly is going to get thunderclapped as well. I think they have the damage here. He's going to pop the Lotus into the other side of the trees under the cover of the Tier 1. Saberlight really wants
nice,
this. Refraction
Brand.
up in 1 second.
Refraction
To be able to
again.
pop it again. As this fight seemingly never ends and no one has TP'd yet, and Saberlight is the one that has to run away. Fly turning it around.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm sitting here with a shit-eating grin on my face at how
Wait,
stupid this
it's not over yet. They're going on top of him again with the thunderclap as Boxy. Will they finally get this kill onto Fly?
They got
Yes! It only cost
Let's
them
go.
2 heroes. The Pango from across the map, apparently. Nobody TP'd. Imagine 1 TP. They get both kills,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
he wasted so much time, though.
Yeah, he did.
Well, then again, he's not last-hitting creeps either. So.
Right, of course. It's okay for the side of Liquid, to be honest. And getting Saberlight up to level 6 is big here. Unlocking that Primal Split makes killing TA quite a bit easier. You have a lot of meaningful instances of damage to get through the Refraction now. And they might just go on him straight away again, but Boxy's going to find Ollie. The trap onto Saberlight, slowing him down to a crawl.
Fly. Well,
Pop
of
it.
course,
All
not the
right.
first Primal split of the game. And if they could get Fly again, this would be huge. Ollie under the cover of the Tier 1 here as the pause from Saberlight.
This is-
Hotkeys are probably, I can guarantee you, this is the reason he paused.
I think this is a pretty bad pause for Liquid, actually. This gives Yakult brothers time to think about TP rotation. And like, all right, they're diving TA. Who should we port? What spells do we have? Who's ready?
They should not happy.
Because they see Insania too on their ward. So they also have time to address the fact that ET is coming in. There's a lot of information being communicated in this pause. So Liquid did bring it upon themselves with that. So they were the ones clicking the button. And I think you're right. It's probably some sort of setting now with Brewmaster that he wants to change, if I had to guess. He seems deep in thought.
Yeah, now he's calculating, what should I do? The original plan was to do this, but I can't anymore.
I guess what he's going to do the moment the pause ends is he will pull TA towards himself with the... I forgot what that's called. What's the name of that spell
Void
again?
Panda.
Astral pull, that's right. So they're going to pull... I think you should pull her down here and then stun her inside of all your Brewlings rather than try to pull her over to the ET. Especially because Shaman is in position to shackle in 3 seconds. Wait, wait, what is this? Hang on. No, okay, I can't see it. Okay, never mind. I thought I could see the hotkey, so you know that if I mouse over a spell of one of the players, I thought it would show what hotkey I have for that spell. Like if I look at Burrow Strike, there was the Q key, right? But it doesn't show any of the keys. I thought that was only on the Brew split because I was like, I also have no hotkeys for Brewmaster right now, but I have no hotkey for any hero.
Maybe
when
that's
I'm
a
upset.
new addition to the hero. You got to click the abilities with your mouse. They're trying to implement good support for the Steam Deck
Dude,
to
that
be able to
would be
touch
an-
the screen.
That would be an interesting offensive spell to have to cast on the enemy.
So it's not a mute or a
I've-
silence.
I've-
It's a you need to use your fingers.
You need to click your spells. I've thought about how it would work. Like, let's say there was a hero that could cast a curse on the enemy that, like, inverted movement or something, right?
Yeah.
It was like, you click forward, you walk backwards or whatever. It would be super oppressive and so annoying to play against, and probably too much, but casting a spell on the enemy that makes the hotkeys break sounds hilarious.
You turn to legacy keys all of a sudden. There would be so many pauses. People are so confused.
Legacy users have to use QWER and vice versa.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Then the...
All right, Saberlight.
Yeah.
Well, he's casting one spell, two spells.
Yeah,
Okay, he has
there's the pull
hotkeys.
into Insania. Echo Stomp is not close, as the Burrow Strike with the rotation of Beyond is going to turn to the kill onto Rasta as Fly.
Okay.
Still the pressure applied from Insania and Saberlight. He gets slowed thanks to the trap. Baboka is here. He has the skewer. Fly is alive, but finally taken out by V-Tune. But Epicenter ready to go. Beyond level 6. Clips V-Tune, and that's about it. Actually, the Lucent Beam is more than enough damage. Gracious.
What the hell was that?
That was a lot of time to plan for that pause, and not the greatest of execution.
Off camera, there was a really cool fight between Boxy and Ollie. Boxy looked to be dead, but he procced his foul play, gets to the high ground, uses a healing salve, and then shackles the AA, and gets Ollie down to 1 hit from death. Then he misses uphill, so Ollie lives, and both of them end up surviving and getting out. But yeah, that final play from the Sand King left a lot to be desired there, Beyond with the measly...
You're right, that does sound like 24. I can't get it out of my head now.
Yeah, you hear it now? Okay, good. I wasn't going crazy.
Emo, he's out of mana. Boxy comes in from the other side as well, just to ensure that this is a kill that goes the way of Liquid. 2K lead already.
Radiant's top
Pinging
tower
it
is
too.
under attack.
It's just non-stop there. I love it.
Dun, dun. Just keep picturing Kiefer Sutherland, rather. Really great actor of our time. Seen getting chased by Fly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It does have Nisha nearby, but they're collapsing with another. Skewer, RP, 1 dead. Does not have Rolling Thunder. Baboka's going to have to trade his life for this, and Fly going to get some help from Emo. And Saberlight attempting to run away. Will run into an AA. Nice blocks, but the ice...
Oh, very good block again.
Oh, again.
And they have a trap here.
And that's a fat, juicy body on the AA, apparently.
Still
has Thunderclap still, but Emo double kill. That was a 3-for-1.
Dire's middle tower.
Shannon's neutral item time. Who is picking the Curio Obscurio? Obscurio on TA. We got our first one.
I will say, do you think it's
one on
more...
Pango.
Is it more likely for a support to go for that route or a core? Or is there no difference?
I genuinely think that for the most part, the tier 1 neutral items are so weak that you should pick Curio on almost every hero in the game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Then the question is whether you cash it in for tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, but the tier 1s are just not... I mean, there's going to be some heroes where they're very good. I think some cases the new Chip Vest, for example, is nice. Emo, by the way. We'll get the Serpent Ward down.
Doesn't have much mana to speak of. We'll get shackled. After using the wand, should be able to astral away here.
Nice
the Echo Stomp is beautiful timing and a swashbuckle to finish him off. Wow. Nicely done. Baboka with the skewer under the tower as Nisha getting pounded. Uses the inhibitor. Shockwave. Ooh. Wow, that was enough damage with the Ice Vortex. I was going to say, that was a powerful Shockwave.
Yeah. This is not exactly the most common way necessarily, at least of playing for Magnus. He's got maxed out Shockwave and 0 points in Empower. And we saw 9 class play it the other day. He went 1-4-1. But Baboka has the diminishing return Shockwave, which allows him to skill it 5 times.
Yeah, and I think, is it the 5th that it returns?
I believe so.
Which is why it's called diminishing return.
Yep.
Clever. So there are 3 Obscurios in the game. Boxy doesn't have a neutral yet.
Real talk, look at the tier 1s.
We've had this discussion, but we can have it on air if you want.
Which ones do you think are so good that you take them over Curio? I think Chipped Vest on some melee heroes, or jungle efficiency like a small blade mail, etc. I think Occult Bracelet on a hero like Tide.
I mean, Polywalk Charm's good.
Polywalk Charms is, but is it good enough versus getting a better tier 2? Maybe. Spark of Courage is quite good on some heroes. I think the Cobalt Cup is 10% move speed.
Yeah, we saw that last game on, or the last series on Chen.
Yeah, okay, the Cobalt Cup is better than I actually thought it was. 10% move speed on Just You is honestly very good.
Well, it's activatable, isn't it?
Yeah, for 6 seconds you get 10% move speed. 40-second cooldown.
Wait,
yeah, there he is.
Is it not for your team?
Yeah, it's all allied units.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But it has no pat. I don't know, man. I'm kind of...
Sounds like you're convincing yourself that tier 1s are great.
I'm convincing myself that some of them are good some of the time, but honestly, I think Curio, I wouldn't mind seeing it almost every second time on heroes. There's going to be some individual instances that are very nice. I think the Sister Shroud sounds very good for supports, but yeah, maybe it's in a good place.
I mean,
in the games we've had how many Curios per game? Like 3, maybe 4, 2 to 3, 4.
Dire are scanning.
Something like that.
But you also only get to choose it about half the time, right? Because there's 4 out of 8.
Oh, that's true. It's not guaranteed, huh?
No. Yeah, you need to roll the Curio together.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody wants the Obscurio, and Insania will go to the grave. And Nisha applying a lot of pressure to Emo, forces out one Astral Step, drained a lot of his mana. He gets stunned here. Boxy not able to get there in time, so Emo to the other side. He goes as the RP into the Skewer, into the AA Blast.
Baby.
Wombo combo for Ollie. Beyond Epicenter was there as well, apparently.
That's a beaut.
So a 3 for nada. And that close to equalizes the game, the lead for Liquid. I mean,
they had a 4K lead before that fight.
V-Tune is still quite a ways ahead on the Luna, but aside from that,
that's really the biggest difference of the game is in the carry to carry matchup. The Luna 2K up against Fly. Liquid were successful in killing Fly off twice, but V-Tune is 3-0-1 with a massive amount of farm to go with it. And it is one of the carry heroes that can actually really threaten TA. So I think, in theory, Liquid in a decent spot with this exact hero in that matchup. You have so many instances of damage that deal enough damage to break barrier charges. You have Eclipse that can break some of it off. You have Lucent Beam. You have your Mantle Illusions. Lunar Orbit does damage. There's just so many random little things. Speaking of little things, this is many little things turned into one. The Fat Serpent Ward on Boxy. 12 times damage.
Yep. I believe it was 10.
Yeah, it got buffed this patch.
Oh, they're going to try to counteract this. Emo takes the Aegis and the Roche. What?
What?
How?
They just cut everything.
Emo, God, he might be taken out once here.
Oh my,
Has
even
to dissimulate to the right side, burning down. That's one life. Baboka looking for connection. Boxy in the meantime completely isolated. And Emo gonna take a full Eclipse, it looks like, but 2 dead already for Liquid. Primal Split gonna cancel the TP on the AA. So Ollie, the first casualty outside the Aegis for Yakult.
Emo God.
Emo still up and running. We're gonna have to see a replay of that soon once this engagement ends, which it does. That was seemingly out of nowhere.
Another play in that fight really well done by Baboka. Gets the Shockwave, and he was going for a Shockwave Skewer on Pango. Halfway through his Skewer animation, he recognizes, I'm not going to hit this. So he just kept walking left, and then with the diminishing returns Shockwave coming back, he was able to get the Skewer on Pango, pulling him further in. Hope we get to see that here as well. That is
good angle.
Perspective here on the steal.
Yeah, we can see a lot here. Really
pay attention to Baboka here in a moment if we get that on camera.
We can get the SFM version here pretty soon as well. Get the video guys on that.
So look at this over here. Nisha gets completely ruined in this fight from this play. So Shockwave.
Nisha on live is dead.
He is struggling.
Yeah,
1 and 5.
This has not been his game.
Oh, it's an uncharacteristically poor scoreline for Nisha for sure. 1-5 and 3 here on his Pangolier. And we're approaching a point now for Team Liquid where they're heavily dependent on VTune stepping up, because when they were 4K up, the Luna was ahead by 2K, your cores were looking quite on par with the enemy. We're starting to create some distance here. Void Spirit now with the Ags makes Pango's life miserable. It's really hard to deal with if you get jumped. You don't really have any defensive tools. Once again, your supports do not have saves. Senia will be on the receiving end here against Beyond, and Skewer will easily stop that TP. And he'll pop him. And Flyfly also soloed Saberlight? What?
How?
I'll tell you how. He hit him.
Oh, he didn't have his ult, I guess.
He played TA, so he hit hard.
Oh, oh my god,
baby. Oh,
that is sick.
I love those kills. Okay, I can rant about TA all I want,
sick.
but that is sexy. I love the Sideblade spill plays.
Yeah, they're not that common.
Obviously, oh man, this takes me back. Who was it? It was Ferrari 4. It was Ferrari 430, right? That had the brood kill in mid on TI2. I think he Sidebladed an Invis brood 3 times in a row off the creep wave.
Yep, I remember, and it was actually up here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right up here in the mid lane in the web. Yes. It was.
No, it was up. It was top lane.
Didn't Ferrari kill someone in the mid lane with 3 Sideblades?
I'm pretty sure Observer and I are agreeing that it was
there
in this area. Yeah.
Okay, he did it twice.
Okay, maybe you're thinking of
the other one was
time,
in mid.
I guess. Probably wasn't in Ferrari.
Probably wasn't.
Probably
even
you
TA.
in like some pub game. Well, it wouldn't have been you, I guess. You would have been on you would have been the death.
Oh, I will tell you, if I'm laning
die.
against TA, I'm eating those Sideblades. I'm munching it up, and you know I love eating.
Yeah, you can't.
I can keep going. I'm insatiable when it comes to Sideblades. Just kill me already.
Yeah, that's a good voice line.
Yep. Sure, that will be approved.
20 minutes.
Nom nom nom. Just kill me already.
I'd buy that one.
Yeah, that's very useful. There's a lot of situations that would fit in. It's like not niche at all.
If you've given up on the game, you have a voice line now. Congratulations.
Torment time. It's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Look at the heaven. That's not how it goes. Oh, heavens, look at the time.
Shard to Ollie. So again, Ice Blast stuns. That is a super good one.
Okay, am I tripping, or when the Tormentor dies, it sounds like a hero dies? You know the sound cue of a hero dying?
I wasn't listening.
Every time they kill the Tormentor, I look at the kills, the kill recap on the left, because I think somebody died to the Tormentor. I think they've taken that sound and put it on Torm this patch.
Yeah, possibly.
It sounds like a hero dies every time. Extra drama. Ollie will get his shard for AA. Things are starting to look very stable now for Yakult.
VTune has Aghanim Scepter on Jaluna.
Yep.
Big power spike for him.
A lot more beams, more ways of breaking refraction.
What do you think about this on, like, with this build? It's Mask of Madness Manta into Ags.
I think it's good. We saw Yotaro do this recently as well with great success in that individual game. It's just a crazy timing item, but it's really important that you get to fight then. For every minute that you don't fight, this is kind of wasted versus, you know, ramping up with a butterfly or something of the like. So I guess their overall read on the situation is we have to be able to deal with TA. The other heroes aren't doing it, and we need to be able to fight them for Roche and for other objectives soon.
Is nobody... Surely. Is nobody building a pipe on Liquid? Am I saying that right?
Yep, you are.
You find that odd?
He's going Glimmer on ET, which is fine. I could see Brew going pipe here, being good, but at the same time, you're also really slowing yourself down to not scale by... He has the Radiance, which you want, and then he's going Shard. And then if you're buying pipe after that, it's probably a bit too late.
I mean...
I don't know. Like, who wants to buy it even?
I mean, sometimes don't you just have to force it? Beyond is 700 from Ags on Sand King. That's gonna be pretty powerful.
It is worse than it used to be because the talents are getting worse on Sand King. He still has the same 25 talent, which I still think is incredible.
Ollie gonna be tanking this.
Never even used his Force Staff. Didn't even bother. Got off all his spells, though. Good damage.
Oh, they spotted him. Hex into the Eclipse with the Aghanim Scepter. Oh, my goodness. That is a big kill.
There's your Axe.
And now Beyond Initiating onto Nisha. He's had a rough game. It will continue, it seems. Surprised that Yakult want to try to fight this. As Beyond now surrounded by Brewlings and Vtoon, who's a beast right now.
Such a big find for Boxy to get that Hex onto TA in the Eclipse. I believe he even caught him outside of Refraction. Doesn't get much better than that.
Another Hex from Boxy. Emo. Pretty tanky right now with that shield on Insania.
Uh-oh.
He's stuck inside the corner. So bleeding a bit here for Liquid, but still, the fight was theirs. And yeah, only a recipe away for Vtoon's BKB now. I still see some Obscurios, by the way. We'll have to investigate that in 2 minutes when the next neutrals come to be.
And Saberlight's holding on to his. Who else? TA.
Fly.
So Fly has one. Okay, so one per team yet to be
both
upgraded.
cores. Okay.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Emo will take
Tower
the tower.
finally.
So when the dust settles, I feel like this was kind of a draw, actually, in spite of them killing the TA, just because of the aftermath. Yakult being able to take the mid tower and get 2 return kills, including the Pango. Nisha finally would get a 24-minute Ags. That is not great.
Yeah.
And he's going to have some serious issues in this game. TA traps are a mess. The Void Spirit Silence is a problem. The instant stuns from Sankey and Mag.
Yeah.
What do you even buy? He's
Disperser for sure.
He's actually going. He's eyeing a Blink Nullifier, so no defensive item. That is really putting a lot of faith in his own ability to not get caught by literally anything. I think Disperser is an interesting angle. You could even. I feel like this is a game you could maybe consider BKB, to be honest. But I know Pangos don't like to buy it, but there are just cases where it feels necessary. This could be one of those. He hasn't committed anything yet, so let's see if he changes his mind down the line. And Saberlight will indeed be going for that Manta next after having Radiant Shard, so pretty standard build. The value of the pipe is definitely falling off by the minute, so that'd be worth it in the end.
Radiant's middle tower is under
And
attack.
for Fly, he has Blink, Hurricane Pike, 4 stacks on the Deso. And not that far away from BKB. That's probably the next time they're going to want to try to fight. Emo finding a lowly Pangolier, forcing the ult out.
Radiant are scanning.
But yeah,
Oh, they see Boxy. Nice Blink reaction there on the trap.
the Resonant Pulse Ags, pretty disgusting against both Brew and Pango until the Dispels come out. Burrow, start things out. Boxy with the counter Hex, but the Hurricane Pike used on Beyond from Fly. RP onto only 1. If they can get it, it might be worth it. Ice Blast. Or sorry, the Echo Stomp,
No
I should
way.
say. Actually gives enough space for the
what a
Primal Split to
stomp.
go off. This is a disaster for Yakult now. Eclipse rips right through Fly. Just
Wow,
too
what
tanky.
a crazy good stomp from Insania. Really saves that situation. The difference it makes to not, even if you kill the TA but you lose your Brew, perhaps your Yakult can fight after, but
Yeah, this gives them Roche now.
no chance now. Can Emo do it again?
Ice Blast
they're gonna
is
fight.
coming. He double
shit, they're
astrals
actually doing
in.
it.
Oh my god, Nisha's dead already. Saberlight on the outskirts of this epicenter will barely survive. Boxy in the pit. He's going to be able to get the Aegis himself.
He's gonna kill the
And the
Sand King.
shackle onto the Sand King. He dies. And I think that Yakult have to back away now.
There's
So
a new
3
car in
dead.
town, Boxy.
Now they will be able to find a cleanup onto Insania. Nice 4 staff as well, the illusions are actually almost killing Boxy here.
Yes,
We'll pop
don't
the
worry
Essence
about it.
Ring.
He wants to
That's
use
true.
it immediately.
Apparently.
He will not be able
He
to
will
because
not
of
be
his
able to.
innate.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh.
Eclipse is back up already. My
Oh,
goodness.
He lived.
Ollie does barely survive. Wait, what's the cooldown on that? Jeez.
Damn. They opted
7.
to fight without RP and without their carry. Just strictly from a bit of information that they had. They felt like they could go for the Epi plus AA combo, and it worked quite well. Sure, in the end, Liquid do get the Aegis, but it goes to waste. It goes to Boxy, who dies immediately after. He gets a couple of return kills in the pit to kind of keep this a draw. But with the entry into that, I think Liquid are not happy with this. That was an Aegis they wanted to keep for themselves.
All right, Flyfly did consume his Obscurio, so the serrated Shiv will have
more damage.
A higher percent as well?
Yeah, more percentage current health as bonus damage and more damage to Roche. And the Brewmaster, all right, Saberlight saving up for tier 4.
Hell yeah.
He has picked the tier 3 Curio.
That's what I like to hear. /C.
Oh.
All right, he's our final hope to see a tier 4 version of this.
Yep. There's a very high chance this game gets to that stage. Don't think either team is closing this one out in the next few minutes.
I feel like this Obscurio is pretty hard to balance.
Yeah, an interesting idea.
Because if everybody's taking it all the time, then that's just bad, right?
Yep.
For the game, that
Are
is.
scanning.
If it was like today, where there's just, you know,
Boxy's on the hunt. He places the banner for vision.
Oh, wow.
Well, not going to
down the
push any
Serpent
base
Ward.
with this one.
AA will fall. Okay.
Was that worth it? I would say no. Banner plus ult for an AA5. But I like the creativity of just blinking and aggressively placing the banner. Boxy's got killer instinct today. He's playing super aggressive. Already a couple of highlights from him, and he's going to convert his kill gold into a gem.
How much is that Serpent Ward plus Roche banner worth? That's actually worth ganking.
Yeah,
not even kidding.
It's worth as much as the AA kill.
It's a lot of money. Oh, heck.
Finds a find here.
Eclipse to follow. That is a dead Magnus. It'll be the trade of Boxy who started this. Emo getting chased now by Saberlight. Thunderclap is there. Beyond looking to use the Epicenter. Flyfly on the other side as well. They're trying to bait them in. There it is. The Epicenter actually Beyond. The Earth Splitter doing a lot of damage. Puts him in a horrible spot. As the Rolling Thunder now applied to Flyfly will try to retreat. This is the Force Staff. Getting diffused, though, as Nisha will have to think twice about it. Emo coming in with the Astral Step. Gets the silence on the Resonant Pulse as well. Nisha is dead again in all likelihood. Yes, indeed, that is the case.
Oh, nice
Burrow strike onto 2. Big Astral Step as well. Emo does not want to die here. Has to be careful. They find Instania. Emo, another. Dissimulate. Getting to the other side. V2 is trying to chase with all his might, but Flyfly brings him to the grave. And Saberlight now on the retreat. He uses an urn onto Emo. Should be able to live through that. As Saberlight dies as well. Ultra kill for Flyfly. This has been an entertaining game.
Yeah, these fights are really tooth and nail. And I have to say one of the really big differences in this, if not the one, is just the mid laner impact. Emo keeps finding incredible fights and Nisha just struggling to get any footing. As he's smiling and laughing it off as he's sitting here 1-8-5. I can't remember the last time I've seen Nisha have this poor of a game, but
Yeah, true.
it really is messing with Liquid quite a lot. It's not just that he's suffering and having a bad KDA, it's his Rolling Thunders are kind of only connecting on a singular hero, and the hero he connects on, they don't necessarily have follow through. This time he went on the TA. She gets to reset out. She gets to turn around and kill him too. He didn't really have backup coming in.
Imagine if Boxy wasn't playing out of his mind right now. This would be quite the lead for Yakult, I feel like.
Yeah.
Boxy is like actually keeping them in the game.
Yeah, he's been owning it up on the Shadow Shaman for sure.
And V-Tune has also played quite well. 7-1 and 4 right
His
now.
first death.
And Butterfly
It's a pretty costly
should
one.
be relatively close. Yeah.
Yeah, keep in mind, that was an ultra kill for Flyfly, so he got like a premier item out of this. He's going to get a full MKB
True.
almost.
Caster's Curse. Boxy dies.
Yeah. He's been
As
having a great game
TPs
so
from
far.
Liquid. We can see, obviously, Roche is not going to be up anytime soon since it was used by Boxy. Probably his first Aegis in quite a while.
Insania.
Oh, Burrow
Barely
misses.
get out with a glimmer.
Yeah, but Flying Company, they can apply pressure to this tier 2, if not just take it outright.
Yeah, this will be completely problem-free for him. Liquid uninterested in fighting without Boxy, and that should be almost a 10,000 lead now. MKB completed for Flyfly.
Look at that feature. Look at that Demon Edge on the bottom right.
Yeah, it's nice.
Auto buy.
Auto buy is nice.
It's awesome.
If there's one thing Valve loves, it's automation.
True.
The next patch, they will have automated patch updates.
So funny listening to everybody talk about all these quality of life things. where we have talked about some of them for years.
Yeah.
There's always pushback. Like, oh, but my
The ceiling, the skill ceiling can be ruined, guys.
Why are you using your real voice for this?
yeah, sorry.
Nisha gonna get canceled on the gate, but
But we're finally at a point, Cinder, where they can agree.
Yeah.
This is for the best.
Dire
Mana
are
bars on
scanning.
enemy heroes. Nobody complained after all those years. And now the auto buy. You know, the next thing, having a guide auto skill your skills.
Yeah.
That's something that Han did, actually.
I think the less you need to think about Dota, the better. I think, what if you could press a button and someone else plays your hero too?
Here we go again. See, this is the same thing you said about a lot of other teachers that are in the game.
But the slipper is slow. Oh, God.
That's you.
I could barely even understand what
That's
you were saying.
you. That's my imitation of you.
Smoke up.
Yeah.
Yakult, this is a big moment. and
Foxy
they find
leading the way.
perfect
He's
target.
silenced. Astraled up. Rolling Thunder. Nisha not really finding any connection. They lose Boxy already. He buys back into the game. Emo pops the BKB, so avoids most of the Rolling Thunder here. He's going to back away for the time being. As I say that, Astral steps into Nisha. Will roll up. Gonna get pulled, though, is Emo. Dissimulates away. There's Baboka with the RP, but he misses everything on the skewer, but it maybe doesn't matter. A-Blast does clip 2 off the back of that, and the Eclipse going to absolute work against Ollie. Boxy dies again. That's a dieback for him. Fly gets a triple kill, but finally is brought down. His reign has ended.
Imagine that fight where Yakult hit more than half their spells. Holy moly. Completely
That skewer
with
was so off.
It hits an RP on 2, misses the skewer completely, therefore they missed the Ice Blast too. Like, everything was a mess, and that still was kind
Well, the
of
funny
a
thing is
draw.
they had the burrow right after, so the Ice Blast could have been
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, I don't think that one was the reason that this fight
Sometimes
was
you just missed, but yeah, as you mentioned, the Luna really coming in clutch here again. The Eclipse
boom,
are there.
and yep.
So then the
Ice Blast. Oh, I guess it was the Shockwave actually bringing them
the
out.
Shockwave pulled them out. Oh, so first he missed, and then he griefed his A. Baboka, well
Oh,
done.
man.
Literally sabotaging the whole fight.
That was,
Could not have been any worse. I mean, at least he hit the RP, right?
yeah.
Funny. Oh, no. I mean, it happens. It happens to the best.
So, right, we'll
Yeah.
have more chances at it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, shit happens. You're still in a good position. The fight effectively turns into more or less a draw with that. And
Right.
yeah, the Luna dying is the big deal here. If Luna hadn't died, that would have been a pretty big comeback for Liquid, but
Yeah.
they still managed to take him down at the end of that
If we
fight.
can get the camera on Saberlight, the tier 4s, or is it 3?
It's 3
the
right
tier
now.
4s.
He's working on the tier 4, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna potentially see the
What do you think?
first.
If you look at him right now, what do you think he's planning here? What's he scheming?
He wants the tier 5s, knowing him, but
Yeah, all right, he's about to get the camp, Shannon. This is a big moment.
considering the lead that Yakult have, I think he has to take something.
Let's see what options he gets here.
Surely. Oh, Pyrrhic Cloak is really good.
100% reflect Pyrrhic Cloak.
That, yeah, that's good.
97.5.
I think he's gonna take that.
Scanning.
Oh, I
Giant
hope
Claw.
he takes the Outworld
I
Staff.
ho-
That was
Yeah.
so funny. I hate this item so much.
I hate it. Maybe he's thinking about the enchantment.
Yeah, this is a good. The slow resistance one is really good here against TA traps.
Yeah, true.
So I think I would probably recommend Brawny Pyrrhic Cloak.
Oh my god. All of that for 0.2 more seconds?
Mystical. We were completely wrong.
What?
He took the Mystical Outworld Staff, so he has the cast range, magic resist, and mana regen.
Okay, I will say this, all right? Even
Yeah.
though I'm not a big fan of this item, it makes sense on Brewmaster. Wants
Yep.
to get off his ult. You're silenced. You can use your items, obviously. You don't want to go BKB. It gives you an opportunity.
Yeah, you can buy a second here.
I just feel like it's not that good on most heroes, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
I mean,
wrong.
it's also a little bit contextual, right? How important is this when you have Manta? Right? You already have a Dispel against the silence.
I mean, they do have multiple silence.
Yeah, you can't use this when you're stunned, though. The Brawny one...
We're going to
oh.
see. Maybe he'll use it. He does! He goes invisible. He's going to get RP, though. AA Blast is coming for him. He is dead. No buyback at all. Eclipse tanked up mostly by Emo, but the BKBs take off a lot of that damage. That's a
good
huge
splitter.
Earth Splitter coming out. And now Emo and company on the retreat. Oh, the Serpent Ward actually blocks him. Emo has to go the other direction. A big skewer into the pit, but the Magnus finds his way to the grave eventually. Now Emo on the run. TPs to try to catch up. Boxy all over the place this game. Shiva's pop Boxy, the Shackle, and V-Tune. Echo Stomp going to help out, and that's going to be a double kill for V-Tune. So despite taking out Saberlight right off the bat, they get 3 kills, and they're going to get Roche.
Yeah, this fight they did not get very much out of beyond Sand King. Never got to use the epicenter. Didn't really see a fat Burrow Strike either, so...
Did that ward actually block the movement? It doesn't feel like it should there.
The Serpent Ward?
Yeah.
It does have a hitbox, I think. Or
Oh, we're going to see the epicenter into the pit beyond, doing a decent amount of damage, but it's not nearly enough. V-Tune just casually right-clicks him. Insanity is going to drop. Has the gem. Boxley will likely pick up. So a failed attempt there for Yakult.
Oh, if this Ice Blast clips Luna, that actually matters.
Yeah, but they do delay it.
He's letting it slide. He didn't cast it.
Oh, yeah. As Nisha ends up on the other side of the pit.
Boxy.
Oh, yeah, Boxy's still hunting. Fly. He's
So
hacked.
good, man.
Nisha,
He's
and there's the
so
Eclipse
good.
from way downtown. Huge kill for Liquid.
What a crazy map read to go there.
He ate his axe.
Huh?
He already ate his axe.
Oh, the Luna? Yeah.
So early.
Yeah, now he has a slot for
Yeah,
Aegis.
well, usually you wait until
Yeah.
you have to give up this. He's delivering something, surely.
I think he wants to take the Aegis and cheese here, and he's bringing 2 slots up.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit early before you actually... No way.
Oh, that's awesome. RP, Baboka pops the BKB, Skewer onto the low ground. Emo is there to finish off everyone. In fact, Ollie with the double kill. This game is delivering on all fronts.
You know,
Yakult get the Roche kill. Obviously, Liquid get all the goodies.
the reason Ollie got the last hit on Roche with Ice Blast was that V-Tune swapped out his treads 10 seconds too early to pick up the items. He would have killed Roche in time.
Or had kept his Ags in his inventory until he had to eat
Yeah, so
it.
he had the stats.
Yeah. You lose the stats there. Eclipse, again, doing work on Baboka. Will live, though. And this Eclipse is disgusting.
Oh, no. Yeah, he's
Here we
seeing it
go.
here. So see, he's swapping out his treads here in a moment. There we go. It's way early.
too early, yeah. I thought he was delivering something. Like, okay,
Yeah.
well, something's being delivered.
And now,
Radiant's middle tower
I think Roche is about dead
attack.
here with the extra attack speed. And now...
Oh,
God, it was on 0.1% or something.
That's
What?
awesome. This is the game of the day so far.
Yeah, there's some moments, my God.
Well, this is a big deal. Saberlight has Refresher Shard now, so 2 Primal Splits
Yeah.
available.
2 Outworld Staffs.
Imagine calling that. He outworlds, but by the time you say outworld staff, it's already done. It's 0.9 seconds.
The active on it has such a cool name. Self-Exile.
That is cool.
It's kind of like,
That's cool.
oh, I have COVID. I'm going to go into self-exile for a second, and then I'll be fine.
Yeah, good news for everyone. It's not long COVID. Only
Yep.
lasts 0.9 seconds, so. The Liquid with the Aegis and the rest of the goodies.
Okay.
Yakult probably have to take a step back here. And do you want to fight into this?
Apparently so.
Nisha leading the way. V-Tune is spotted first. Astral Step from Emo. There's the RP onto the Luna. Of course, this is the Aegis carrier. Might be life number 1. They're going to hold the Void Spirit in place, but the Burrow Strike to cancel. Able to dissimulate to safety for now. Serpent Ward now placement is not the best because the fight is not here anymore, but they do get the 2 kills on the Liquid side. Again, Nisha dies on the sideline.
Boxy.
As the epicenter just for Boxy, he's going to be shackling a creep, trying to get as much HP as possible, getting crit down by Fly from ridiculous range right now. And Saberlight back into normal form.
They still have Aegis.
They still have Aegis, they still have Refresher Shard on Saberlight. There's the Burrow Strike. They want to burn this life really badly. They're going to do that with the Astral Step from Emo. Saberlight again with the Primal Split. Beyond seems to be their focus right now. Gets pulled into the arms of V-Tune. Now the Void Spirit lifted into the air. As the Astral Step, though, gonna dodge the stone. And I guess that breaks things up. The tier 2 is gone.
Structures are fortified.
And this is not a hero, the Luna, you want to face on the high ground.
Yeah, Liquid are finally about to approach some of their level 25 talents. Wait, hang on. Emo's just in there.
Emo. Okay, wants to defend the tier 2 or something. I'm not sure. It's already gone. Dissimulate. On top of Saberlight. Firefly still here. Eclipse again up. But most of the damage is wasted.
Nice
AA Blast. Don't think they're going to be able to do too much with this.
Well, maybe.
V-Tune.
The stun connection, slow.
Did hit.
He has BKB.
Radiant are
He
scanning.
doesn't need it.
It's like over-aggression here, but Baboka, they are very aggressive. RP up in 15 seconds. They're not going to find anybody here.
Now we're looking for talents here. So Void Spirit just got 25 for the Astral Step crit. Obviously, TA has had it for a while for the Refraction. Luna got 25, took the Lunar Blessing damage per level. And then Nisha is close to 25. Saberlight is very close after taking this
Radiant's
Wisdom
top
Shrine.
tower
So
is under attack.
what do you take here? Do you take the Cinder Brew Fear or the Drunken Brawler Pass? He takes the Cinder Brew Fear.
Firefly is level 28, by the
Yep.
way.
Yeah, that's TA for you.
Insane.
Close to Daedalus will be a massive damage upgrade for him. Of course, the MKB was just so important in this game. You're playing against Butterfly Luna and you're playing against Brewmaster, so you just had to get it. The Brewmaster with Radiance is so much evasion and mischance. You have to buy MKB first.
Yeah. Both Nisha and Insania took the Giant's Maul, by the way. I wonder if that's related to Giant's Ring. The Ring is more powerful than the Maul.
That's interesting. Insania took it. I wonder what his options were. This is not an easy item to use on ET. You need to get in there and hit first. Generally, late game ETs never come in close. You stay far back, you throw out spirits and ults, and
Well, he does have his shard, so.
yeah, that's true. He can get in there with that. But still has completely defensive itemization. He is quick buying a Maelstrom, though. I don't know what that's about. Maybe he misclicked Midas. Maybe that's... Insania's exploring new possibilities here.
Okay.
I
Would love to see it.
I don't... is it just a planned... Is he planning for a full Mjolnir for anything? I don't know what this is. Maybe he's trolling.
Well, we thought he was trolling with the Midas, but he did buy it.
I think this item has never been bought on Elder Titan in the history of the game.
Ever?
In Pro Dota, I don't think I've seen a single Maelstrom ever.
Okay, I'm going to just say I'm sure it's happened.
In a pro game?
Probably.
ET
Not recent.
Maelstrom?
I'm not saying recently. There was a time where ET was used as a core-ish,
No, you didn't buy Maelstrom.
right-clicky, attack speed. I'm sure it's happened at least once.
He switched it to Yule's.
Yep.
I've seen that before on Elder Titan.
Fly, takes out... Yeah, you're right. It does sound like a hero dying.
It kind of sounds like the death sound, right?
Yeah.
It gets me every time, like, who died?
That's new, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it's from this patch. It's not the complete same sound. I think it has like a slightly different...
Similar enough. Yeah.
Oh, that 24 is back. Jack Bauer. Jack Bauer says they have kidnapped the Tormentor, guys. We gotta get the next one. We've got 10 minutes, not 24 hours.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Flyfly basically maxed out here. This is a peak moment for Yakult, except they don't have an Aegis, but it looks like they want to try to force Liquid back to their base here.
Oh, yeah.
With only 3 of them down here, this is a little bit dicey. Should Liquid find a move, but they're also not expecting the push, so they force out the glyph and they back out. Saberlight first to retreat.
Yeah, going high ground against an Elder Titan.
Yeah, and Liquid will
Very
use
difficult.
this info to smoke. I really like this idea. You know your cult are placed somewhere around this bottom area, looking to hit into your high ground, so you're going to try to smoke the other 4 while Brewmaster shows.
He must... Oh, instant hex. My goodness, but the counter RP from Baboka only hits one skewer away from Emo. And the Eclipse and ET ult end up not doing that much damage, but they still get the kill on Baboka. And the RP's down.
He had to do that to save Emo, though. I think it's a good play, especially considering how many abilities Liquid used. They dropped 4 ults for this.
That was an instant hex. He was ready for it.
Let's see if Liquid can do anything with this. They still have Primal Split. They could consider maybe poking a little bit with that if they wanted to. Thank you, Jack Bauer, for announcing that the mid tower is about to be under attack.
Yep, Jack Bauer knows best.
Yeah.
Fly on the high ground. Saberlight, couple meld strikes to
He
him
needs
beyond.
to be careful.
Oh, Astral Step onto 2.
He needs to be
The
careful.
Shivas as well. AA Blast not going to hit Saberlight. We'll have to use Primal Split. There's the epicenter. Rasta is dead for sure. No way to get back in the game. As V-Tune, he's the one that has to be careful. AA Blast still applied. He's ticking away. Will survive as Emo getting perma-stun. Echo Stomp as well. Dissimulate on the retreat as there's the Eclipse. Has to Astral away, but now the TA is completely isolated. He's going to go down to the Lucent Beam. V-Tune killing people from global range. He's on the cliff. He's going to TP away. Something Arteezy never learned. And now Insania gets dropped. Wait, he did die. I'm sorry.
That's a huge...
He bought back.
Now the Luna TP'd away from the high ground.
Oh, wow.
That's it. That's such
Oh, yeah.
That's such a big win for Liquid, honestly. Getting the TA buyback is huge because this gives you a clear way to win the game. Now you know what you must do. Next fight, everything. Just throw all of it onto the TA. If you're successful, you can probably just push down mid and end it. He will be dead for 120 seconds. He's super high level, so his death timer is almost eternal. But I say that, there's so much other damage in Yakult now. You're getting Refresher on Sand King coming out.
They got the silence into the Aether Remnant. There's the buyback onto Insania.
Pretty good Ice
AA Blast hits one. RP hits one.
Well, that's a dieback.
That is a dieback. You're right. And that's the high ground defender god, Elder Titan.
And a big part of the damage from Eclipse as well is gone now without that natural order.
Yeah, true. Oh, X. The Eclipse to follow. Force Staff to keep. Emo safe. Pops the BKB. Just have to outlast this Primal Split. Another Eclipse comes out. Fly shrugs it off with a BKB of his own. AA's dead. Has the buyback, though. He wants to expend it here. Baboka and company, the Epicenter to follow. The TA's getting super low. That is the dieback now for Fly. This Epicenter is doing work. Beyond limping away, though, with the BKB under the cover of the Sandstorm. He goes down to a casual right-click from Saberlight. And that is going to hurt now for Yakult. They have only 3 members up. Emo trying to assassinate one on the back line. Boxy will pop a BKB of his own, apparently, but he does go down.
And Nisha buys back and does not connect here.
Oh, my goodness.
He doesn't have a basher anyway, so that wasn't even possible. Nisha is so starved for gold.
All right, well, they will have the opportunity to take Roche.
Yeah, when you say that, Ice Blast up in 3. Will Ollie kill it?
Ollie's been the MVP,
He's
man.
throwing it. Oh, no, not again. No way. No way.
Oh.
No way. No way.
Oh, so close. So close.
Oh.
Wait, run. He actually threw him. It was daytime as well. Oh, that would have been so epic.
Imagine dying from that.
Oh my God, all the stars were so close to aligning. Oh. So, the belch from Roche. Oh, goodness. All right, well, Liquid, they're happy.
Confirmed he's not a morning person.
Yeah, no doubt. That's morning breath.
Get the fuck out of my bed. Oh.
No, Insania, or Nisha, I should say, finding Ollie. He's going to put down his AA Blast. He's dead. Yeah, he can't get back in the game. This is big deal for Liquid.
They'll have a minute of 5v4 with Aegis and Cheese.
Feels like this AA has been a thorn in their side. And now Luna can finally try to go high ground. The Roche banner placed as well.
They do not have Refresher on V-Tune. It's in the backpack, so not progressing at all.
Yep, Fortification comes out.
Instant Cyclone.
Cyclone. So fast on the fingers here. Emo has to pop the BKB. And Luna can just focus on the barracks. The question is, how much can they get out of this? That's one lane.
It's probably going to be it.
Gonna back away for now. RP onto the Primal Split. Astral Step as well. That's enough. Down goes Saberlight. Has buyback. Will use it.
V2 Aegis down.
Yeah, this is long stun onto Emo. Able to find the distance, though, beyond. Looking for the Epicenter play on top of Luna. V2 in a lot of trouble. Pops the BKB. The Hurricane Pike as well. Finds the distance as Saberlight comes in with the Refresher. Primal Split available, but he gets silenced. Mid-animation. Now we'll think about his choices here.
Want to get Baboka on the side.
Insania, pretty low. Emo is such a thorn in their side as well. Will Astral step to the high ground? Well, they get the stun from Nisha. Finally has that basher, it seems. Dissimulates away. And the pull away onto Nisha to save him. And Nisha able to get his ult off, and now the stun lock onto the Void Spirit. He's dead.
Oh,
Emo does have buyback, though. Beyond.
Oh, and Disc Refresh.
Burrow Strike will barely survive here. Costs 2 buybacks from Yakult. As, okay, that's a very aggressive Emo. Wants to take out Insania on the backline as Flyfly focusing on V-Tune. He has tons of damage. Finally, they take him out.
This would be a dieback on Saberlight. He has to try to get out of here.
The refresher gets Aether Remnant back into the fray. They have the blocks. They have a lot of spells at their disposal. That's a buyback now. He uses his neutral, but that is a dieback for Saberlight. And V-Tune has already used his buyback, and only 2 members up for Liquid. And that is a Divine Rapier for V-Tune.
Oh, he sold his refresher. I was like, where's his refresher at? Oh, boy. What a nice drum kit. Here come Yakult.
Yeah, this is a 2 versus 5. Divine Rapier, I don't think that's going to be enough.
It clipped him?
It did clip. Has to sit and base a little bit as Nisha trying to kill the waves.
Luna, actually a cool rapier hero. You can toggle the magic version, cast your ult, and then toggle the physical version.
Yeah,
he didn't do that, though. He just cast the physical ult, I think.
Well, he kills the wave, though, which is important.
That is indeed important.
If they can get this lane before the backdoor protection kicks in, I mean, they could probably go through it at this point. So 1 lane. Still a tier 2 top, though. The wave is closer, though, on that lane, so they will go there.
A lot of time.
Yeah.
I think Liquid are going to have another chance at S5 here. This is not even going to be a 5-on-4 necessarily. I think you can stall things out a little bit more. And keep in mind, this Eclipse cooldown is not that long when you take the level 15 talent, which he obviously took on level 28. I'm assuming. Maybe he took it on 15.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Has Eclipse in 25, and Yakult might be caught off guard by just how short this cooldown is. Sometimes you just remember the old days where, oh, Eclipse is down.
Yeah, oh, Emo with a double Astral. Bro's going to clear the BKB. Boxy was ready for this. Huge kill for Liquid.
Okay.
And now Yakult on the run. They have the buyback under the Sand King, but obviously if they can try to retain that, that would be in their best interest.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Nice defense. That's a big kill. I thought he didn't have buyback, actually. I thought it was a bigger kill than it was, but still. Boxy clutch, insta BKBs himself, and then hexes the Sand King, who did not pop his offensively. And the dust settles, and this is anyone's game, honestly.
Yeah,
the Luna Rapier is very, very strong right now. Doesn't have a critical strike with it, but he hits stupid hard. Hits for 800 a pop. With Mask of Madness still in his inventory at minute 55. I'm not sure about that one. I guess he had to sell the refresher to afford the rapier, but that slot has to be replaced soon, surely. No way he can hold on to that.
Yeah, they're going to try to force this buyback out of Beyond. There's Emo waiting for this inevitable push to come from Liquid.
Do they have any goodies on Liquid? They had Aegis Cheese last fight and refresher, right? I think that now they have none.
Fly in meld.
Or excuse me, Aegis and refresher.
Luna Glaives are a problem. It'll be hard to surprise them here. Primal Split used. They're dying pretty quickly, but at the same time, the tier 4 towers take a ton of damage, even with this nerf as Baboka with the RP. AA Blast to follow, basically just on the Pango. Is that enough? They're going to buy back onto the Sand King now. Epicenter at the ready. Nisha dead. No way to get back in here.
Refresh.
Beyond refresher. Another Epicenter for the road, along with a BKB. V-Tune going to town on Beyond, though. Will attempt to TP out. The Aether Remnant just a millisecond slow, but still. Yakult with the 1 buyback defend, and now it's a 5 versus 4. Can they go down?
They burned so many resources for that hold.
The only buyback in this game is on Flyfly.
They don't have they don't have RP, and they don't have any of Sand King's ults, and he's way off because he just used refresher in that fight. So they burnt everything and only got the Pango kill. This is not a clear-cut push either. Primal Split is up in 30 seconds. That can buy a lot of time. We've seen they can just drop the Eclipse to kill the wave. Up in 10. But this time around, Yakult do have 2 waves pushing in, which is really good news for them. Top and mid will make this defense a lot harder for Liquid to execute. They're smoked up. Boxy is playing up quite offensively here on the Shaman. He wants to jump and get the moment of surprise here.
Yeah, Saberlight with the blink now. Echo Stomp onto 1, on a very important one. And actually now Insania has buyback. So try to bait out some spells potentially. Tier 3 down. 1 more right click. 40 seconds until Nisha comes back. I mean, losing a second lane at this stage, not a big deal. The Megas would be quite annoying.
Top barracks has fallen.
But you can definitely poke and prod here with Insania. Try to delay this. Oh, the Hex, Boxy. Into the Eclipse onto Emo.
Eon Disc.
Eon Disc to get away. So 1 Eclipse down, 1 Eon Disc as well.
They don't
I
have
don't think they can go for more.
There's no nullifiers on the Radiance. These Eon Discs are massively valuable. He's queuing one up now on Nisha, but obviously he went for the Refresher and Basher beforehand. So this will be a very late nullifier for the Pangolier.
We're 2 minutes away, Cinderin,
That's right.
from potentially seeing new Tier 5 items.
Now the question is, will Saberlight upgrade his Outworld staff? Or will he hold on to it?
I am of the opinion that Helm of the Undying is the best Tier 5 by far.
Yeah.
We'll see if that ends up being the case.
The way these fights are going, I think it'll be amazing for sure.
Divine Regalia sounds hilarious. I don't know if it's good.
I mean, in the current game state, maybe you go Divine Regalia on a hero like Luna, right? You're all in.
Yeah, potentially.
But as I say that, the buybacks will of course start becoming available again.
I mean, you have Divine as well. We actually tested this before the broadcast. You can make it Spell Amp, right? Along with Divine Regalia. That's 40% extra damage on your Ag's Eclipse.
Yeah.
Potentially.
45 even, right? Yeah, 45.
Yeah, 45, true.
Both teams very, very cautious
Now
here.
we got Refresher on Magnus.
And he has the Dazun Blood right, so these are big RPs, both of them.
Oh, yeah, true. 15% larger AoE.
This is like the perfect Magnus item. Dazun Blood right with Timeless. My god, it's so good.
I mean, I bet, like Insania, if he went for, like, Gleipnir, for example, and then got that neutral as well. Imagine the AoE on his spells.
Yeah, ET with that sounds interesting too.
Yeah.
He must have not been offered it. There's no way he doesn't take that.
We saw Nisha was having a bit of a struggle city game. He wants to go to the right-click route now for Insania, of course, with fully utility inventory, of course, other than the neutral. All right, 10 seconds away. This is a damage on Flyfly, so they might be looking for a fight
Damage rune
before
and
they go
power,
for these
TA.
neutrals.
He hits for 825 with critical strike.
And now we're at 60 minutes.
Blessings.
Let's see what Tier 5's Gaben has cooked up for us. Roche is up.
Oh, Liquid are pinging the enemy base. Boxy wants to maybe go for this, but I don't think they're going to let them get in there.
Radiant are
Yeah,
scanning.
highly doubtful.
Wave. Nah, they're cutting the wave mid on Emo. No way.
They scanned out, so...
Dire's
Boxy's just... Okay.
okay, this is going to force them back. Well, is it? The backdoor protection is there for now.
That was utterly useless.
Yeah, it actually did 0 damage.
I mean, maybe
here.
he was trying to bait them, like you said. They're going to panic TP back, but... That,
Yeah, towers take care of it.
Okay, that did nothing.
Okay. One of the few mistakes for Boxy.
I mean, he had the split shot talent of 25 Shaman, so he wanted to destroy the 2 towers with it, but need a wave, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. That was really aggressive.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I meant it in a
V2
good,
are going to have,
in a good way.
have to go back to base to defend,
Radiant's bottom tower
and we
has
do
fallen.
not have Tier 5s yet in terms of actually putting them together unless they've bypassed them, I suppose. So TA has the option to go Stygian and will, along with Audacious.
Holy shit, it's so hard.
Hits like a truck.
And the plus 10% incoming damage is such a small drawback for TA because Refraction blocks a lot of it anyway.
Emo trying to create some space so they can get Roche in peace. They'll get all the goodies.
Someone take it. All right, Emo takes Aegis. Saberlight
Lots
being
of
spotted.
buybacks back up and running, of course. All right, back to the Tier 5 game. Let's get some of these new items. Emo trying to farm it up for his team. Flyfly with 9,500 gold right now. Will likely, he already has a moon shard as well.
Yeah,
5K extra with surplus, so pretty close to being able to consume an Ags if he wants.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the best purchase here. Is there something he could upgrade? I think maybe you sell
Boundless.
Deso for Rapier?
Deso for Rapier. Yeah. You do have Stygian.
Yeah, you
Don't
already
really
have,
need it.
I mean, they obviously stack, but
Yeah, but still.
the Rapier is just more damage. So I think you really want all your utility
We
items
got
that you
Books
have.
of the Dead. Oh, Divine Regalia on Sand King. So 20% extra damage from all sources for him. But if he dies, the item breaks. AA Blast onto Saberlight. Hear the Rolling Thunder being procced. Not going to fully commit to it, though. As Flyfly trying to go through backdoor protection. Seemingly able to do it at this stage. Boxy with the BKB. Tries to get off the Hex, but not in time.
Remember, Flyfly does not
There
have
it
the
is.
Aegis.
The Helm of the Undying on Ollie, of all heroes. Let's see how long he lasts. He gets 5-second Eclipse with the Shackle. Do they have any way to stop this? It's a full Eclipse!
Bash.
He's dead. That's what... Aegis down, but the RP not going to be doing too much here. Trying to get really aggressive. There's the first Epicenter from beyond. AA Blast is coming as well. 3 dead already for Liquid. They're going to buy back instantly. Now the AA going to get pulled into the fray, but we'll be able to walk away. The dieback for the Brew. Saberlight is dead. There's the second RP from Baboka. And that is another death. He's actually inside of his Rolling Thunder. Ultra kill from Fly. He wants to get the full Rampage. Absolutely in style. And this should be the end of the game. Second Rampage for Fly. Could get another one for the road as GGs are called out. Double Rampage, Fly and Yakult brothers. What a showing. This was an amazing